Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here to attend our second webinar of Dream Your Future. Today, we're going to focus on helping students from NOCE think about choosing a college major and also a career. We're really glad you took the time to be here. Our session will last for about an hour, and we hope that by the time we're finished with our session, you might have some new ideas of things that you haven't thought about before, or just get more feedback to make your mind certain that the things you've already been thinking about are the best things for you possibly to major in when you go to college. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to thank all of the committee members who have helped make this webinar series possible. You see there a long list of people, and I'd like to invite each of you from the committee to unmute yourself and say hello if you don't mind.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Nice seeing everybody. We've got also Vanessa Rubenfeld and Cassandra Abreu. Cassandra already helped me out once this morning or this afternoon by telling me I was muted when I first started talking. But thanks for coming back today, Cassandra. Cassandra was with us yesterday at our first webinar. But today we also have Vanessa Rubenfeld from the Cypress College Career Planning Center, and she's going to lead the majority of our session today. But before we get started, there's a few things I want to share with you. So let me do that. Here you go. I want to just go over a few things as far as what you can expect in the conference today. Our agenda is on the left of your screen, and as you know, we're talking about dreaming your future as it relates to careers and choosing a college major. And we are going to give a little information at the end of our session also about how to apply for admission to the colleges in case you're ready to do that and haven't done that yet. And then we have a short video presentation at the end about how dreams do become reality, and that if you dream big, you can make your dreams for future career in college your reality. So I wanted to first start off by sharing with you just a little bit of inspiration at a special event that we had at NOCE about a year and a half ago at a student success conference. We got some excellent feedback and advice from some Fullerton College students. And so I'm going to share with you a 1-minute video that I think really fits our goals and themes for today.
One piece of advice, there's this quote that I really like. It says, my current situation is not my final destination. So meaning like whatever you're at, like whatever circumstances you're in, your situation you're in, that's only temporary. So therefore, if it's difficult, if it's challenging, just keep on going, keep on striving, keep on moving forward, because one day you're gonna get to where you wanna go.
Even if you fail once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times, remember when you were a baby and you fell 50 times, you still got up and started walking. Yeah! And that's like the best advice that I can give anyone is just keep pursuing, keep trying, and never give up. Thank you.
So one advice I would really give is always take up an opportunity in life, because you never know where and how far it will take you. And you can reach your greatest potential by putting your best foot forward, believe in your capabilities, and you're halfway there.
Okay, so one piece of advice that I would give is that to always follow your dreams, never forget where you want to go. Thank you.
So I hope that that resonates with you and that you will pursue your dreams and not give up. So to get our conversation started today, I wanted to invite you to think about those things that you dreamed of when you were a child. If you're like most people, it's easier to dream when you're a child. Children are just naturally gifted in that way and can see many possibilities for themselves. But unfortunately, as we grow and go through the challenges of life, sometimes we forget what our dreams were. I have a poll that I'm going to share with you, and it should pop up on your screen. Oh, hold on one second. And I invite you to pick which of these careers may have been your career choice when you were a child. I'll give you a few seconds to make a decision. Okay, so our tallies are in, and looks like half of the people that are with us today dreamed of being a dancer, a singer, an actor, or an actress when they were kids. We had a couple of astronauts. I didn't vote. I should have, because that would have made an extra astronaut in the group. We also had folks that dreamed of being a teacher, pilot, veterinarian. The career majors that are listed here are based on a poll that was taken on LinkedIn where 8,000 Americans entered the answers to that same question that I asked you about their childhood dream jobs. And so it looks like quite a few of us had something in common with the other people who answered the poll. Well, at the top of your screen, you'll see that there's a beautiful quote there, and that was provided to us by Vanessa Rubenfeld, our counselor from Cypress College. And Vanessa, I'd like to invite you to go ahead and take it from here.
Great, thank you so much, Linda, and hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all virtually. My name is Vanessa Rubenfeld, and I'm a career counselor at Cypress College and also an instructor. So this quote that I always share with my students on the first day of class really rings true to me, because I really enjoy helping students understand more about who they are and their passions and what majors they want to choose, and really connect them to that dream job and that dream career of theirs. So the quote is, always be yourself, express yourself, have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it. So that's by Bruce Lee. So thank you, Linda. So I can go ahead and share my screen. So today I'm actually going to talk about connecting your interests to our Cypress College programs. And so, this is really important to understand what your interests are before you really understand, the programs and the majors that you want to pursue. So I'm going to go ahead and first talk about the career development process. So some of you may understand or know about the career development process, but some of you might not. So just in case, I'm going to go over each stage, even though today we're really going to focus on stage 1, which is learning about yourself. And so the career development process, here's the overview. You can see on the right-hand side each of the stages. And so just to go over each one, just for some context, like I mentioned, stage 1 is really about learning about who you are, your interests, your values, your strengths, your personality, your skills, and so on, and really about how you could connect that to different exploration of majors and career options. And so we take you through those two stages in the beginning, just so you have an awareness of yourself, and you take some assessments such as strong interest inventory, the Myers-Briggs, and so on. So there's certain, assessments that will help you uncover, who you are as a person, and therefore you're able to better explore some majors that we offer and even career options, and we can help you through that career research. And there's a lot of sites I can actually share with you. I will share more at the end to help you understand a little bit more about each of the career paths from each major as well. Stage 3, we connect you to making those decisions, setting your goals. And so based on your learning more about yourself and the career research that you just did in stage 1 and stage 2, you're able to set those goals and uncover, maybe the way in which you made a decision in the past, and analyze, your own decision-making styles, and uncovering those barriers that you might have faced, and really helping you to set some goals to move forward to plan your education, which goes into stage 4. And so stage 4, you're handling, more of that educational piece in terms of ed planning with your academic counselor. And so that would go hand in hand in tandem with what we do as career counselors, because once you know what career path and major you want to choose, then you can really start on planning that education, planning your classes out as well. And stage 5 is more about preparing for your career and understanding about resume development, interviewing skills, cover letters, and so on. And so, going through each stage, might look like it's a linear process, but it's actually not. And so the reason why it's in a circle is because you could go back and forth between the stages. For example, if you decide that a major you chose might not have been the one that you actually want to pursue, you can always go back and come meet with a career counselor at any time to learn back more about yourself and reassess your own values and your interests, and then go to explore other majors, and other career options. So, we're here for you every single step of these stages of the career development process. And for more information about that, you can always meet with one of us career counselors. So I will today, for the sake of time, just focus on stage 1. And so stage 1 encompasses, as I mentioned, interests. And so we're going to talk about, and I'm going to definitely want interaction from everybody involved here today as well. So we're going to talk about how interests would relate to work environments. And so as you can see, there is a hexagon here with 6 different interest areas. And so Holland, John Holland is actually a vocational psychologist. And he was the one who discovered that everyone falls under 6 different work environments based on their interests. And so typically people would choose about 2 to 3 that their interests align with. And then from there would match with a work environment that really not only matches their personality, but also their hobbies and their interests. And so I'm going to go over what each one of these looks like. And then I'll give you an opportunity as well to reflect on for yourself which one might connect with you personally. And then I'll show you a couple of the handouts that were emailed to you, and we'll go over that as well. Okay, so the first part is realistic. So I want you to take a moment and, take out a piece of paper, or just jot down some notes as we're going through this. So I want to go over each one, and then I'm going to ask for participation as well. So for the first group of people, these are known as realistic people, otherwise known as the doers. And so what that means is these people are really in charge, or really like to be, working with their hands, and, they really enjoy hands-on type of work. So that might mean working with things, machines, tools, right? They want to get their hands dirty, right? They want to be involved in that work, right? They could be athletic, they could be mechanical. They also might want to deal with plants, or animals, anything that they're working more mechanically, hands-on, could be in construction, could be as a veterinarian, could be a mechanic. Those are just some examples. And they also like being outdoors. So that's really a big part of who they are. And some hobbies, as I mentioned, being outdoors, being physical, those are all a part of the realistic type of people. Camping is also involved, or could be involved, playing sports. You'll see these, typically a lot of people who are more realistic enjoy those team sports or even individual sports. Traveling, anywhere where they're out and about, and, when we're able to, right? These people are definitely probably, itching to get out there right now, I'm sure. And you'll see, these people also caring for animals. They might have a pet or 2 for themselves. So I want to invite each of you to share either in the chat or raise your hand, and feel free to unmute yourself to share what other hobbies you think this group of people might enjoy.
Would it include possibly working with automotive repair?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Getting, really involved physically with a car is definitely one thing. Carpentry, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but Con said carpentry. Absolutely. Yes, that's a great one. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so that's really essentially the realistic group of people. And so real quick, before I go forward, I'm going to have a little quiz for each of these people. So in thinking about this realistic group, I want to ask you, and someone also shared working in a lab. That could absolutely, yes, that could be one. And realistic, so when you think about this group, what maybe YouTube channels or even TV shows or programs do you think these people might enjoy? These are the hands-on, people that are, wanting to get out there. And so what do you think, what are some shows that they might enjoy? Absolutely, Nature Channel. That's very outdoorsy. Fixer Upper shows, yep.
Cesar Millan, Dog Whisperer.
Yeah, absolutely. For the people who love animals, absolutely. Great, thank you. So those are the realistic people. So think about yourself. And as I'm going through each of these, I have 5 more to share, but think about yourself, when I'm talking about each of these groups. Jot down notes, anything that might resonate with you, and we'll go over a little quiz for yourself at the end. The next group of people are the investigative people. So these are the problem solvers. These people want to take something and, like a theory or maybe an abstract idea, and really uncover the meaning behind that idea, the meaning behind the problem, right? And so you'll see people like this as, they might be interested in studying and researching. They want to really dig deep. They want to understand, what is the root of the problem, right? Where did it come from? How was this earth created, right? They want to solve problems using science, maybe, right? developing or uncovering new theories, investigating, analyzing, right? You'll see a lot of these people, they could be investigators. They might, want to be like a CSI investigator, right? And understanding how the universe works. You'll see a lot of scientists and people in labs, really understanding. Maybe people who are out there right now with this virus, they want to figure out, how did this happen, and how can we solve this problem? So some hobbies you'll see for the investigative people might include activities that challenge their mind, reading, playing board games. They want to uncover maybe mystery board games like Clue. Anything science or nature related. Also researching how things work, as I mentioned, those are the people that are always reading a new book about the next invention, right? Any other hobbies that I didn't mention, do you think that this group of people might enjoy? Feel free to shout out or in the chat.
Going to escape rooms.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep. They want to see how they can escape. Those are fun. I don't know if any of you have done those, but those are challenging, but those are fun. Another one, acknowledging. Yeah, so acknowledging. Can you tell me a little bit more about that, Zeal?
Yes, so it's like people who are like, they study science, they will like get more knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they will explore in the world too.
Right. Exactly. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great. And so another quiz about investigative. So what do you think are some channels or TV shows? I already mentioned one that these group of people might enjoy.
I forget what it was called, but there's a TV show where a couple of guys run experiments all the time on modern theories.
Mm-hmm.
It was my son's favorite when he was about 12 years old.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about. Absolutely. So CSI might be another one.
We have Big Bang Theory in our chat.
Big Bang Theory, yeah.
That's absolutely true.
Absolutely. Sorry.
And a great show for a laugh here and there as well.
Absolutely, yeah, Big Bang, yep. A lot of scientists involved. Okay, great. So that's the investigative group. So go ahead and jot down some notes for yourself, anything that maybe you resonated with or anything that, relates to you. Think about that. So we'll go to the third group, artistic. So these are the creators, right? So these people are not just creative, but they want to be around creative. They, if you think of yourself as an artist, that's awesome. But maybe even if you're not an artist, think about those people that you, you like being around too. So maybe not if you don't consider yourself artistic, maybe in the future you might want to work for a creative company or, work as a marketing director or something even business related, but within a creative organization. So creating or appreciating any of the arts, developing new ideas or things, and having maybe more freedom or, not so much structure in their work. Using their imagination as well is very important in terms of even graphic design or, anything related to just creativity. Self-expression. So these people are very much in tune with who they are and what they want to express, right? And so, you'll find a lot of these people, of course, those actors and actresses, the musicians, the dancers. But as I mentioned, they also want to support that group of people. For example, if they were like a career counselor like me, but they also want to work with those people, they would work for a place called like the Artistic, the Artists Fund or Actors Fund, I think it's called. So yeah, you can work with those directly related to the arts and not be an artist yourself. And some of their hobbies that might enjoy, obviously anything related to the arts, but anything that's really creative, imaginative. I mean, the sky's the limit with this group. Poetry could be any kind of art, writing, dancing, drawing, decorating, could be interior design. Like I said, graphic design, it doesn't have to just be painting with actual paintbrushes, but, could be with a computer, animation, anything else. This one is pretty wide ranged, I would say. Anyone else want to share?
Making music as well.
Making music, absolutely. There's a lot involved here.
I'm thinking also like a makeup artist.
Right.
Get a little creative.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so even the people you see on the YouTube channels or the influencers that, you know, they love to share their craft, you know, or they want to share more about what they enjoy. These are the artistic people. In the chat, also jewelry. Yes, jewelry making. I've always wanted to take a jewelry making class. That's something I'll be doing in the future now that we have more time. Yeah, nature, absolutely. So yeah, so understanding maybe how nature could be artistic as well. Is that what you mean, Zeal?
Yes.
Great. Awesome, thank you. And a quiz for artistic. So, you know, this one is pretty open, right? Open-ended. So any kind of YouTube channels, like I kind of just gave you the answer, but anything where you see people that are wanting to share their craft, right? You'll see a lot of those general YouTube channels. Stained glass and other crafts. Thank you, Linda. Absolutely. Anything else? Any other shows or YouTube channels that you guys might enjoy if you're artistic? There's a lot. So I know it could really probably be any of them. You know, sky's the limit for this one. So yeah, so this is the artistic group. So even if you are wanting to become a lawyer, you know, lawyers are also very artistic because they have to be very creative in how they're going to present their case to a jury. And so you may not initially think a lawyer is artistic, but absolutely they are, because they have to be extremely creative and imaginative in how they're going to present, right? Almost like acting sometimes, I would say.
Yeah, I really appreciate you making that point, Vanessa, because I agree with you, but I have not heard anyone say that before.
Oh yeah, yeah, no problem. Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, we kind of think outside the box sometimes, and not just thinking of ourselves as working with, you know, like I said, paintbrushes and drawing, but, you know, there's so many different ways we can actually be creative. So think about those ways where you've been creative that, you know, aren't in the conventional sense of the word of creative. So we can talk more about that later as well. And this is where our career counseling comes in. So we're here to help you brainstorm. All right, so the next group is social. These are the helpers. So the word social might imply that, you know, you want to be around people and always be outgoing, but it necessarily doesn't just mean outgoing. It means really essentially the underlying motivation for these people are those who want to help others. And so you can kind of see in these photos, here are some individuals who are volunteering, maybe at a food bank, and people who are potential like therapists or counselors, or, you know, anything, or cleaning up the beach here. So any people who are wanting to help society in some way, these are the social people. And so, as I mentioned, you'll see on the right-hand side too, there's a teacher, looks like maybe a nurse or a doctor as well. So any people who want to help others, you know, that's the main motivation. Teach, develop, heal others, support learning and personal development, communicate, right? Advise and serve others. And some hobbies as well might include activities that engage people, right? They want to be around other people. They are okay with the group activities, playing group games, anything involving helping. Volunteering, as I mentioned, could be a hobby. And volunteering could involve so many different things. You could, you know, also be creative and be an artistic person, but also be a social, a helper, because you want to volunteer with the Actors Fund, the one I just mentioned, which is actually supporting people in the arts. And they do rely on a lot of volunteers as well. Attending events, right? Attending events and helping those people that are at those events behind the scenes. Any others? Or attending events could really be anything. It could be any kind of social gatherings that this group of people, like myself included, are definitely missing, you know, the social interaction that we usually have when we're not on lockdown. So, so think about maybe too right now, how are you feeling during this, this whole quarantine? For me, you know, like I mentioned, it can be difficult at times. So for me, I try to be connected with people via FaceTime in any way I can. I play virtual games with people. Just to feel connected, because I'm missing that in-person interaction. So, so is there any other hobbies you think this group of people might enjoy when they're able to?
I think of a friend of mine who goes wine tasting every weekend.
Oh yeah. They probably miss that right now, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah. But they can have it delivered to their house. So that's nice. Creating humanitarian movements. Yeah, absolutely. So volunteering, any type of humanitarian aid or work. I have a lot of friends, you know, that did the Peace Corps, or just in general, you know, going anywhere and reaching out to the underserved. Absolutely. Yeah, great, thank you. All right, and then for this one, a couple different questions I have for you. What, not just the YouTube channels or shows, but what do you think might be an ideal vacation spot or type of activities this group would enjoy on vacation? Feel free to raise your hand or share in chat. Do you think they might enjoy group activities like, I don't know, like any kind of, could be sports, right? That could be involved in their vacation. Could be group tours, right? Anything where they're involving interaction with those people. And any kind of YouTube channel that involves being social, talking to people, helping others, right? In the chat, let's see what we have. Cooking channels, projects like Habitat for Humanity, camping, absolutely. All of the above, really. Absolutely. Great. Yeah, so the social people, you know, they not only want to help others, but they want to be with others. They're missing probably that interaction right now. So think about yourself right now. How are you handling, you know, this quarantine too? Think about your own personality and your own values and how is that affecting you, right? So that might be one way to look at it. All right, so that's the social group. The next group are the enterprising people. So the influencers. These people really want to lead others. And you can kind of see here, all of these photos here, they're talking and discussing with others, maybe sharing ideas, teaching people concepts, right? They could be the entrepreneurs or intrapreneurs, which means starting projects within their company or spearheading something new. So a little bit about them and what they like, as I mentioned, leading and influencing others, making decisions, having that power. They want to have that status, right? Want to be maybe president of a company. And this person right here, it looks like they might be a lawyer or, you know, showcasing evidence to the jury, right? So that could also be involved in enterprising. Also anyone in terms of their hobbies, maybe someone who involved himself in student government, belonging maybe to a club or taking on leadership in the club. Maybe being a sports team captain or debate team, debating ideas, deciding on activities with friends. So you'll find these people are really the ones to take the lead in their group of friends even. Any others? Any other activities do you think this group of people might enjoy? Anything where they're really taking charge is kind of involving in their hobbies, I would say. Okay, all right. So take a moment to think about those and if any of this relates to you as well. So I was thinking one of the shows they might enjoy would be The Apprentice or even Shark Tank, right? What do you guys think about that? I would say Shark Tank because those people are trying to start a business. And so they're the ones that are really trying to, you know, showcase their leadership skills as well. Any others? Yeah, in the chat, let's see. Shark Tank, yeah, you got it. Any other ideas?
For people who like debate, politics has a certain appeal.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. You'll see these people running for even not just student government, but the real county or local government or even national government office, right? Awesome. So that's enterprisers. And last but not least, here's the conventionals. So these are, you might get turned off by the name conventional, but I want you to remind yourself that conventional just means staying organized. You know, maybe enjoying that 9-to-5 grind. These people really want to be in an office setting. So these are the organizers. So these people like that routine, you know, they like standard procedures. They want to follow instructions and follow through, right? And organize that data that they're given, right? So they're more into the details. They enjoy administrative tasks, predictability. Like I said, structure is super important to them. They want to work 9-to-5 in an office, right? So some maybe hobbies could include collecting things, using a planner, saving, managing their money, budgeting their money. They enjoy balancing their checkbook, using computers, which we all use, but they really want to, you know, maybe get to know the computer really well. And they love Excel, Microsoft Office Suite. Building models could be another thing, playing board games. Any other hobbies do you think someone who's more conventional or organized would enjoy?
Reading.
Reading? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, reading.
Maybe writing.
Writing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of these hobbies could overlap in a few of them, but conventional, anything where they're reading about maybe how to manage their money or how to balance their budget, you know, things like that, that could be interesting for them. Or understanding more about computers, understanding more about, you know, different methods they can use in their own organization of their life, right? Like Marie Kondo, for example. I don't know if anyone's heard of that, but she has such a great way of being connected to your items, but organizing them at the same time. So being spiritually connected to what we own, material in terms of material things, but also having that sense of organization, and reading a book about that one might be something they're interested in. Clipping coupons, yeah. Yeah, Marie Kondo. Yeah, I love her show. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's a good one. Awesome. Thank you all so much. So those are the 6 areas. So I want you to keep in mind everything that I just shared. I would love for you to keep in mind what I just shared. So, you know, as I was going along, I hope you that, you know, you were able to take some notes and jot down some things for yourself. And, you know, we talked about, I don't know if anyone also wants to share conventional, Marie Kondo, I just shared a show. If there's anything else. Oh, I was also thinking The Office would be one, even though, you know, they're unconventional people in an office setting. Yes, absolutely. So that's the 6 group. Those are the 6 areas. And so, you know, hopefully you're able to take some notes. But now I want you to think about your own hobbies, you know, and how your hobbies and your interests relate to each of these 6 areas, right? For example, if you like to work on your house projects right now, we're definitely at home more often than not. So, you know, those people, you could find yourself really working in house renovation, right? Those people might be more in the realistic area because they're dealing with things hands-on, you know, they're cooking, you know, more than others maybe. So think about your own hobbies and how it might relate to each of those. And so now I want you to look in your email. I think you all got an email from Linda, hopefully an hour or so before. And I want you to check off those top 2 to 3 interest areas. I'm also going to share it on my screen so you'll know what I'm talking about. So you'll see the top interest areas and think about the hobbies or your interests. And then I want you to count and see how many you checked off, and you'll be able to see your top 2 to 3. Okay, and then hopefully we can each share, or at least a couple of us might be able to share what we found. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. So this is your interests walk. So typically we would have each of you walk around and kind of see images that would relate to each of these interest areas. And so we've done this at Cypress College. I don't know if you guys have attended our Majors to Career Program interest fair that we have every year in the fall. So we basically have students, before they go and talk to their major counselors, we have them kind of go over each of these areas like I just mentioned. So this is another way to organize your own interests and how you might describe yourself. So for example, looking at realistic, I want, if you can, maybe circle or use the pen at the top right here. Hopefully you guys can use that to check off each box. And I'll give you, I don't know how many minutes we have, but if maybe I'll give you like a minute or 2 just for the sake of time, and then you can definitely do this on your own time as well. But this is something I just want to briefly explain. So for the interests of each one, so for realistic, let's say you describe yourself as practical, you're going to check off that. And then, you know, anything that sounds like fun for you, right? For example, working with tools or rebuilding or rebuilding. Also any of your values, you know, anything that you like making things work, common sense, right? So think about all of those. And definitely take all the time you need to check off each box. And at the bottom, I would like for you to check and kind of count how many times you checked each one off. And those would be your top 2 to 3 interest areas. So go ahead and take a moment to do that. All right, I know that I didn't give you too much time, but just for the sake of today's workshop, maybe someone can share 1 or 2 of them that resonated with them.
I think the highest score I got was in the investigative and problem solving area.
Oh, great. Awesome, thank you. Okay, and artistic for Tanya, and realistic for Belinda, and social, got it. Awesome.
That's funny because in Mexico I finished my career in marketing, and then but I like to help other people and work with people, but I also like I'm really artistic, so it's kind of hard for me to decide what do I want to do, because I have a little bit of those three.
Great.
But when I was in Mexico and I finished, I didn't know that I was going to be good working with people and helping others. And I didn't know that I was going to be artistic, and I like to paint and things like have to do with artistic. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing, Irma.
So it's hard for me to decide what do I want to do. So what should I do?
Yeah, so I want you to keep this in mind. So those are all great questions, and this is where career counseling would come in. So I would love for you to meet with a career counselor, and you can meet with us. You know, during the summer as well. So our semester is ending this week, and I'll get to a little bit more about that, but definitely you can meet with one of us and we can actually go over the actual assessment with you too. So you can take the strong interest inventory assessment, and there's more to this than just this worksheet as well. But I would love to hear more about your story. And, you know, all of us are definitely here to help you and kind of, you know, think about certain questions that maybe you haven't thought about before. Yeah, but that absolutely, I completely understand.
And there is one more thing that I've been working on my own for a few years, like cooking. I think I'm really good at cooking, and then so I was thinking like maybe I should go to culinary arts, or maybe I should go to human services, or maybe I should go to something that has to be with art. But too many things.
Yeah, I get
have
it.
To decide what's better for me, because I'm a single mom. I have 2 daughters, so I have to work harder.
Right.
With no support on the other side, no family in this country. So it's for me, it's kind of hard to decide what's better for the 3 of us.
Right.
Or should I go with what makes me happier? Because not always, when you decide what makes you happier, is not always is the same. It's the best for you. So I've been thinking, what should I do? And I still don't know what to do.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. And thank you for sharing your story. And, you know, you're not alone. You know, I know that you being here is so amazing and important. And you're showing your children too, you know, just how strong you are as well. And so, you know, we're all here for you. And I want you to know that, you know, it's okay to have a lot of interests. It's okay not to know. It's okay. I have a lot of interests as well. And I think, you know, maybe, you know, not just talking to one of us, but also talking to a couple different people that work in those industries, maybe that you are interested in, and kind of finding out more about what they like about it, maybe challenges, things like that. So I don't know if anyone has done informational interviews. That's another way of kind of uncovering, you know, how what one person might do in their position would relate to your interests as well. So we can definitely talk.
And it's harder when I haven't been in school in more than 20 years. And last year I decided maybe it's time for you to do something else. And it's kind of hard to.
It sounds like we should probably ask you, Irma, to schedule an appointment with one of our counselors.
Absolutely. Yes.
So after the session is over, if you don't mind, we can contact you, or you can contact us. We'll have contact information both for NOCE counseling as well as for Vanessa, so that we can help you on an individual basis.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank you for asking, and thank you for sharing, Irma. I'm here for you, all the career counselors. NOCE is here for you as well. So we're here for you, absolutely. And absolutely, thank you. I want to also share real quick. I know we're probably running a little low on time, so just a couple more things. So keep that in mind, you know, keep that checklist in mind before, hopefully you can work on that before you meet with one of us, one of the career counselors as well, and the counseling at NOCE as well. So I'm going to also share right now, another handout you got that's called Connect Your Interest to Cypress Programs. So you can firsthand see in this handout right here. Let me show you what it looks like. So this one right here shows you how each interest area is directly connected to all of our programs at Cypress College. And so feel free on your own time to look this over. And so I just wanted you to see, for example, how even math could fall under artistic, and so to have, those questions, feel free to come up with several questions to bring to your career counselor. And social, right? All of these programs you can see human services, right? So you'll see the coding, for example, human services could fall under social and conventional. So those letters are related to one of the 6 interest areas. All right, so keep that in mind, and I'm going to stop sharing that, and then we'll just go back real quick to my PowerPoint, and I just want to leave you with a few resources before we end. And here we go. So some of what we offer at the Career Planning Center, as I mentioned, the navigation of the career development process. You can meet with any of our career counselors in our Career Center team, and they can help you in any of those stages. Career assessments we have available, and we are all qualified to interpret each of those. We have career classes offered, Counseling 139, 145 also, and 151. Those are career and life planning, career exploration, and they go through all the different stages, as I mentioned. So it's everything you would get with a career counselor one-on-one, but in a class setting as well. Counseling 151 is one of the ones I teach, and it's a 16-week course. So it really goes in depth for all 5 stages. The online career information database and the licensed career programs, I'm going to share a few of those with you at the end, but we have those on our website, which I'll share. We have a career resource library and computer lab when campus is actually open. And we have career and student success workshops, which are being offered online right now and also in person when we go back. We have a new newsletter and some articles that are relevant to your career development. We have a lot of different career events that we offer and a job board for students. So all of this is actually on our website. And one last slide, actually two more slides. So the online resources, feel free to use these whenever you are in need. For example, Candid Career is one of them, and this you can access for free through our website as well. This is a great website that shows videos of people sharing a little bit more about their career path, and it's like an informational interview I was mentioning. You can search based on your own interests. And California Career Zone is great because this is, all of these are for free, but California Career Zone is great because it showcases the industries that are really relevant in California and that are up and coming. The Occupational Outlook Handbook is a federally sponsored website, and you can actually research a lot about any one career path, and including education required, salary required, what that outlook, whether there's a growing field or not. So that is very comprehensive, and it's updated constantly by the federal government. OC Career Cafe is another one. So these are all great for your career research. And so once you're trying to figure out between maybe a couple different majors or a couple different career paths, these are just some of the many resources that are available to you online. And our website too. So I just wanted to share this. You can access any of these websites and any of our site license programs, including Candid Career. So we have all of our passwords for each of those on our website. So if you are unsure of your future major or career path, please make an appointment with one of us. You can email careercenter@cypresscollege.edu, or you can call us and we will get back to you, leave a message for now. Any just general questions, please email MC Program as well at cypresscollege.edu. And you can also follow us on our social media. We have all of these up and running. So we are here for you every step of the way. And I think that's all I have. Yes, ONET is another one. Absolutely. There's a lot that you can, there's a lot of resources out there. So these are just a few. But if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand or ask questions as well. So thank you all so much. Don't give up. I know you guys have another, I think, month left or so of school. So good luck with finals.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here today and share your expertise with us. I think that it's really given people a lot of good ideas, and every time I hear the presentation, I get different ideas myself. So I think it's really valuable.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to go ahead and go back to sharing my screen, and we will be wrapping up here in just a few more minutes. Oh, this is what I meant to show before Vanessa spoke. But one more resource idea here, mynextmove.org is another wonderful website that has some really interesting quizzes that will give some pretty reliable results if you wanted to take a quiz later on today because you have an extra 15 or 20 minutes to spare. This is also Vanessa's information, and I don't know, Vanessa has shared with me already that she's not sure about what her summer schedule is going to be. So is the phone number that's listed there, Vanessa, the right one for you specifically, or does that go to the whole Career Planning Center?
That is actually for the whole center. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can always email us or, call to check on my schedule as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say, while we're talking about career planning centers, the NOCE has a career planning center as well as Fullerton College. And so I would encourage you to use whichever center is most convenient for you or most aligned with your goals. For example, if you're planning to go to Cypress College next, definitely look up Vanessa. If you're uncertain, you can still rely on Vanessa's expertise, but you can also use the career center that we have at NOCE. So I'd like to invite Cassandra to spend a few moments just going over the basics of how to apply to California Community College. I know that some people may have already done that who are listening to the webinar, but if you haven't and you're thinking about it, Cassandra, would you like to share some information about that?
Hi everyone. So if you were here yesterday, but if not, my name's Cassandra. I'm the coordinator for the Charter Experience Program, outreach, and campus tours, different things at Cypress College. So I'll leave my email at the end on the chat. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. So for California community colleges, it's pretty simple. So if you go on to, let me go over here and okay, if you go to CCC Apply, can you see the website?
Yes.
Okay, so if you go on CCC Apply, if you want to apply to Cypress, great. Vanessa and myself are resources that you can utilize at Cypress, and we'd be happy to help you. But there are other community colleges that you can apply to as well. So you can just click the apply button at the top. If you go down and let's say you want to go to Fullerton, you can click Fullerton, you can click Cypress. We'll just click Cypress since I'm most familiar with them. And you'd click that page and it'll lead you straight to their website, to their admissions page. So you go from CCC Apply. You can Google that, or you can put the website address name in, and then you can click the application that applies to you, and it'll lead you straight into the application. It's a fairly simple process. Each community college has their own application that you would need to fill out, and it's pretty simple. So, and they usually have it pretty big, like ours is under admission. So you would go on their website, click apply now, and something that's really important to remember is the sooner you apply, the better, because that means your registration date will be earlier, you'll get more information earlier. So even if you're thinking about it, like I think I want to go to Cypress College, but I'm not entirely sure, just apply. You don't have to end up enrolling in the classes if you decide that you don't want to go later on, but at least you have the information and you have the option to register for classes earlier if you wanted to. Check out the resources that are available to you. Talk to Vanessa. She can have your student ID and she can put your information in. But that doesn't mean you need to sign up for classes if you decide later on, like, oh, actually, I'd rather wait a semester, or I'd rather take another class at NOCE and then apply. So if that's something you're interested in, I highly recommend applying as soon as you can. So I think I'm good with that, unless you think I missed anything, Linda.
No, thank you so much. I think that's great. I appreciate it, Cassandra. And as Cassandra said, it doesn't hurt to apply even if you're not sure what your plans are for the fall. But I'm saying that only if you've already finished your studies at NOCE, because we don't want you to leave NOCE until you finish your program with us, of course. But among our students who are here with us today, I believe there's some who are ready to finish or may have already graduated from our programs.
Oh, yay. We can't wait to have you. We have a lot of great resources like the Career Planning Center. And then I know Linda has a lot of other great resources coming up that you can hear about.
So I'll go ahead and get back to sharing my screen. And we'll be wrapping up here in about 10 more minutes at the most, maybe a few minutes less than that. So I hope that you can stay with us another minute or two. I wanted just to let you know that we have one more virtual conference that's coming up next week on Thursday, May 28th at 3:30. And there'll be a whole lot of information from both Fullerton College and Cypress College on financial aid for undocumented and documented students, as well as all of the special programs and services that are available to help you succeed. There's so many things out there at both of the colleges that are a wonderful support, and we're excited to bring you that information next week in our next Dream Your Future webinar. I wanted to mention while we have you that we also have the recording from yesterday available, and if you weren't able to attend the webinar yesterday, you can still log on to our registration website, which is listed at the bottom of your screen. It's tinyurl.com. And then the date of the webinar yesterday was May 20th. So DYF for Dream Your Future, May 20th. And if you register, even though the event already has passed, once we get your email information through the registration process, we can send the recording to you. So I wanted to leave you with a uplifting story, and I hope that you still have a few minutes to spend with us. We have in the past conducted our Dream Your Future event in person, and last year we had the wonderful opportunity to hear about how dreams can help us motivated and inspired not to give up, even in the toughest of circumstances.
When we hear the word dream, we often think of something unattainable, pie in the sky. Although they say that dreaming, or in other words, envisioning the future, is the very important first step towards setting goals and then specific steps or plans towards achieving them. And as you know, it is oftentimes our dreams that keep us motivated and inspired and allow us not to give up, even in the toughest of circumstances. So today, I wanted to share with you a story of someone who had the courage to dream. So Francia Russell Matos is an amazing woman of 76 years old. She earned her medical degree in the Dominican Republic at the age of 75. She began her study at the age of 60. During the course of her study in her country, she suffered 2 strokes, but she persisted until she completed her degree. Becoming a medical doctor was her lifetime dream, but raising a family, health issues, and economic challenges prevented her from achieving her goal. Finally, at the age of 75, she graduated in 2018 with a medical doctor degree. As we know it, she may be the most advanced in age, I'm saying it, woman in Latin America to achieve this goal. And guess what? Francia is our student. She is our English as a second language program student, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you Francia today.
When I was studying, I was thinking it's normal at my age because I didn't feel like the age. When the people coming to me and tell me, wow, that's it, and tell me something that excites me, and I know that I do something good because I was thinking it's normal. But now I say, wow, okay, because they told, oh, you are the first person in the American and Europe that had that age. I can tell you that nothing is impossible. If you want to do something, you can do it. If I did, you can do it. And you feel good. When you being doing something for feel, ¿cómo se dice? Llenar vacío. When you feel empty, like you want to feel that thing inside, there's something that you want since you are little, and you have that measure, you feel good because you can do it. You see? Now I study English because I want to continue and I want to try to pass the stable test in United States. Well, I had to study first English because that test is very hard. Somebody told me, many people told me that hard. I said, okay, because it's hard, I have to study hard. Amen. See? And nothing is possible. We can do it. Everybody can do it.
One of the most proven ways of getting closer to your dream is to actually write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it every day, and to actually read it every day and ask yourself, how am I getting closer to my dream today? So with that said, I hope you dream big, have a wonderful day, and also know that here at North Orange Continuing Education, we have many programs and services that can serve as your tools to help you realize your dreams. Thank you.
Thank you for having taken the time to be here today, and we really appreciate that you joined us, and I hope that the session helped you and gave you some information that was useful to you as you journey through NOCE and on to college. Take care.